All right, so this element of the standard is going to be a little more difficult. We are on SS8CG2, yes, number 2. We are going to be talking about the role of the legislative branch in Georgia's government. So in order for us to do that, you've really got to learn the qualifications, the term, election, duties for both members of the Senate and members of the House of Representatives, which all make up the Georgia General Assembly. So to do that for you, I made a chart. I know it's probably backwards for y'all, which I hate, but I'm gonna take a picture of the chart and I will put it online just because it's short, sweet, and simple for y'all. Don't worry about trying to read it because I know it's backwards. Gotta love iPhones. I don't know why they switch everything. But like I said, there will be a picture. I'll post it. Should help out quite a bit. But real fast, we're gonna go through the two different parts. There is the Senate. That is part number 1 of the legislative branch. The Senate is going to be made up of 56 members. Not a lot, 56. Very small amount. So it's by district. So I can't get my words out. Every single county is not going to send someone. It's for the district area, and there's 56 districts. And within there, you have to get voted in. To get voted in, you must first qualify. You have to be 25 years old to qualify. You have to live in Georgia for 2 years, and you have to live in your district, which you're trying to get voted into, for at least 1 year. And like with anything else, you must be a U.S. citizen. The term as a Senate member is going to be for 2 years. They get elected every 2 years. Kind of get it? Terms 2 years, you get elected every 2 years. It's only in November of even numbered years, so this is an election year. It's 2020. Even number. So this November, we will be voting these people into office. And the Senate, they have quite a few different jobs they have to do. These are going to be known as their duties. That's their responsibilities, their jobs. First thing is going to be serving on standing committees. So all these committees that exist, they're going to have to serve and do the job. They are going to be in charge of passing the state's operating budget. That's the budget that they are trying to operate on. So my life budget that I operate on is my budget, just on a much larger scale when we're talking about the state level, okay? They're also going to enact laws, means helping make them, as well as redistricting. Every 10 years, they're going to have to redraw these districts, and you can't have just one person do it because then there might be a bias, so everyone has to take part in this. And they're also going to take votes to place constitutional amendments onto the election ballot. So before we make an amendment as a state, I know I mentioned amendments in an earlier video, people do vote on them and talk about them and discuss them. So as citizens, we have a choice in them, and then they're going to make a vote before we ever see them. Do we want to put this on the ballot, or is it not something we want people to see? Is this not what we're going to do? So that is your Senate members. Now, your House of Representatives are very similar, except for they have 180 members. Yeah, I know, it's a lot more people, a lot more involved. It gets a little more complicated with more people. Y'all already know that. The more people there are, more voting, more decisions, more talking. So the House, you do not have to be 25. You have to be 21. So once you're 21, you may be elected. That is your qualification. Once again, you must live in Georgia for 2 years within the district that you are getting voted into for at least 1 year. And you also have to be a U.S. citizen. It's a 2-year term as well. And they get elected every November, just like I said. Remember, this year's an election year. Keep up with that. They do everything that the Senate members do. So they kind of check each other out. Except for the House of Representatives, they have a little more insight into the people because rather than representing such a big district, it's smaller districts. It's a little more broken down. That's really all you're going to have to know about the actual members. I do want you to know who leads each, though. Within the Senate, it's going to be your lieutenant governor. So kind of like there's a vice president, there's a lieutenant governor. He is the person who's going to lead the Senate in their meetings and when they're discussing things. Whereas in the House of Representatives, when they meet, they have a Speaker of the House, just like the national level has. There's one on the state level. The Speaker of House is not someone who we vote in as citizens. The actual members of the House vote that person as the leader. So if y'all have any other questions about how the Senate or the House of Representatives is made up, please let me know. Hopefully that was a real quick basic overview.